So, oh, I like your anime setup in the back.
Yeah, I've been collecting. I've been to Japan like 5 times now. So every time I go, I buy a couple new Gokus.
Right. I mean, Australia is pretty close to Japan, so it's easy to go, right?
Yeah, but it just costs a lot of money, so whatever.
But
Yeah.
by the way, what ethnicity are you?
I'm Chinese. I'm Chinese.
100%?
Yeah, 100%
All
Chinese.
right, cool. My mom is half Chinese actually, and my family lives in Beijing.
Oh, oh, really?
Yeah.
So you said you were Indian first,
Dad is Indian, mom half Chinese and Japanese.
half Chinese and
Eh,
Japanese. So you're half Indian and then quarter Chinese, quarter Japanese.
Yes, yes, yes. So, let's get started, okay? Because I know
Yeah, yeah.
you have to go. So how long have you been producing for?
I've been producing music probably since like high school. So that's what, maybe over 10 years now, 12 years. But I started
Right.
writing like piano music and like classical music. And then a little bit at the end of high school, I started writing electronic music. So like, like freaking, Skrillex, those kind of
Yeah,
guys. I was like, I really like him. So I want to make music like that. And then I tried to start.
yeah. I think my
Yeah, yeah.
favorite song from him is Ragabomb.
Oh, dude, I know all his songs. I love Skrillex so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, which one's your favorite from him?
Oh, too many, man. Too many. I think I like probably just Scary Monsters. Like the first time I listened to that, I was like, what is going on? This is
All right.
crazy. But yeah, I loved it. Like since day one, it was great.
He's retired now, right? Because I don't really
No,
hear music from
no,
him.
he's still going. He's still going. He released an album like last year. So
Oh,
he's
I see. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, he's still huge, still pretty big. He's just not doing like the early dubstep stuff anymore. He's doing more like just everything right now. Yeah.
What about other guys like Zed and EVG?
Oh,
Do you like them
I love
also?
I love Zed. Zed is probably also my favorite as well. So Skrillex, Zed, and Deadmau5, if you know Deadmau5.
Yeah, yeah. I know Deadmau5. I know Steve Aoki and Marshmallow.
Deadmau5 chair.
Oh, nice. Represent, represent. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Skrillex, Zed, Deadmau5, and Virtual Riot, who's like a newer one. But
Right, right, right,
Zed,
right.
I love Skrillex and Zed so much. They're like, and Deadmau5, they're like my favorite. I know like all their songs.
Uh,
Those are like the people that I want to kind of become, at least musically. Like I want to
yeah,
do.
yeah. I mean, I listened to your stuff. I was going through my reels actually, and I saw your like thing, right? And
Which one?
usually I can't remember, but I saw you were like mixing music, right? And
Yeah,
usually,
yeah.
like I just like skip by people because there are other people like you who make music, right? And I usually
Yeah.
skip through, but I was like, "Whoa, this is like it was good." I was like, I was like
Thank
digging whatever you were doing, right? And I was like, follow, and then I realized that, oh, okay, he's not like that big as yet, like Skrillex, right? So I was like, oh,
Of
this is my
course.
opportunity. Okay, I could interview him before he gets big because there's no
Oh,
way, right? If you're like on Skrillex level, I mean, not your fault, but obviously I wouldn't be able to get through, right? Unless I was like some
yeah,
big
yeah,
time
yeah. I
podcaster,
understand. Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, all right, let me see if I could get this guy. So okay, my
Yeah.
next question is, how long do you spend per day on making music? Because everybody has their own amount of dedication, like to
Yeah.
invest in their stuff, right? Like people play like 5 hours of gaming per day or whatever. So for you, how much?
I think I spend it varies, but I do spend pretty much all the time I have trying to make music or focusing on that. Like I do all the artwork and videos for sorry, the artwork and animations myself as well.
Right.
So
Okay.
I spend all my time making music. I really do. I don't watch any TV shows anymore. I don't play many games anymore. I like
Wow.
Friday night, Saturday night, I go out with my friends or hang out with my girlfriend and like have dinner here and there. But most of the time I am spending, I'd probably say 6 5 6 hours a day at least trying to make music. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what I want to say is, when you get big, I would like tickets to your first concert.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
For
Don't
sure. If
forget.
I get
I'll
big,
message you.
yeah, if I get big, then anyone that helped me on the way, which you will definitely be included,
Yeah,
like I'll,
yeah, of course. I mean,
I'll
I'm gonna
do
promote
whatever I
you
can.
as much as possible per this
Yeah.
podcast, obviously, right? Yeah. So I mean, when the
Thank you.
interview is done, just message me all of your like tags or link tree or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever, right? So I could
yeah.
link you. So yeah. So out of like you were talking about your favorite people, right? I want to know, do you listen to them every day?
Yeah, yeah. Well, those guys are the ones that I want to make music like, but I listen to
Okay.
like a lot of other music as well, obviously, because I'm a musician at the end of the day. I listen to everything as well.
Right. So, I mean, like, if you're trying to make music just like them, how are you going to be basically unique?
Oh, right. I think because I have influences from everywhere. Like I grew up listening to a lot of rock music
Right.
and like J-rock music especially. So Oasis and like so that's not J-rock, but like there's a couple of Japanese bands that I really like.
Right.
I think when I make music, it automatically becomes something that sounds like me, even
Okay.
though
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I listen to like these guys, Skrillex or whatever, but then when I try to make songs, it just somehow ends up sounding like something that I would make anyways. But
Right.
like in my mind, it feels like it's been influenced, but yeah, I think automatically it just sounds like myself.
All right. So
Yeah.
now there's a bunch of genres of music out there. So what I want to know, I'm not a producer, right? So I'm asking you, is it
Yeah, yeah.
possible to mix, let's say I like rock and I'm a producer, can I mix like rock in it or mix some rap in it or mix some classical or that's not allowed? Like it's supposed to be like purely just EDM.
No, no, no. I think especially now with music, there's so much music everywhere, and everyone is trying to be unique and trying to sound different that they
Okay.
will mix everything. So I feel like there's less and less genres now. There's more like this song has everything inside of it instead of like, oh, this is just a rock song. This is just a like a hip hop song. So many electronic music producers nowadays like you can hear so much like heavy metal elements and like rock elements in like in all these tracks. So it's like becoming so much more mixed.
Okay. So, as an EDM fan myself, right? I don't
Yeah.
know how, like, what other people like, but for me, what makes me like EDM the best, what gets me hype, is the drop. I love
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
point where they build up and they drop. Like everything else doesn't matter to me, although it's important. But for me, the timing of the
Yeah.
drop and how they make the drop is like
Yeah.
so important. So for you personally, like, what part of EDM do you enjoy the most?
Ah, dude, that's a good question. Well, obviously the drop as well because that's what we go to the shows for, right? We
Oh,
see like
really? Oh, I thought it was just me. Or is that a thing? Is that a thing everybody is really it really enjoys?
well, yeah, electronic dance music.
You're
So
right, right.
when the drop hits, when the kick hits, like
Yeah,
everyone goes crazy and dances. That's kind of what we're there for, right? But
right.
obviously, I feel like the underrated part of music is so many of these songs have beautiful melodies and beautiful like feelings and emotions that so many people just want to hear the drop, but there's like before the drop, there's so much emotion going into it.
Yeah,
So
true. Of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I said, I don't want to undermine any of the other work,
no,
but
no, it's
yeah,
okay,
but for
it's
me
okay.
personally, like, yeah, it's
I
that.
get it, man. I get it, man. I love
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
that drop.
so in your opinion, who is a producer that's underrated that doesn't get enough like recognition they deserve?
Oh, I think AU5 and Virtual Riot, those
Yeah,
two. I mean, Virtual Riot is pretty big, but AU5 is I don't know why he's not as big as he should be, but
right.
to me he's a wizard. So but yeah, he's kind of like I think he's a bit reserved with what he wants to do. I'm not too sure why, but he definitely should be bigger in my heart. I feel like AU5 should be a lot bigger.
Do you converse and keep in touch with other like upcoming producers like yourself?
Yeah, yeah. I have a bit of a community here in Sydney, Australia. I have a
Right.
couple of friends that are all in bands and they sing and play guitar, but they do more rock music. A couple
Okay.
of close friends that make somewhat electronic music, but not EDM, more like kind of clubhouse music rather than like big festival drop music, which I want to do. But yeah, I do have a lot of friends here that I try
Mm.
to keep in touch with, and we make music together all the time.
So there's a saying that goes, birds of a feather flock together. So I want to know, how important is it as a producer to be associated with other producers? Or do you think, in your personal opinion, being around others doing the same thing is not important and you are able, it is possible to do it on your own?
Ah, that's that's hard because I feel like you do need people around you to
I
support
okay.
you.
Right,
I
right.
do. I feel like doing everything yourself, unless it's fully online, but even online, you still need a community and a presence. So online is still kind of people supporting you,
Right.
face, whether or not it's face to face. But I think you definitely need people around you to help you and give you feedback. Like if I send a song to someone, a close
Okay.
friend of mine who does music, and he'll give me feedback like, oh, this kick could be better, or this melody could be better. It's very
Right.
good to that that isn't just a friend, that someone is a producer that can tell you like from a musical standpoint rather than just a friend. Or friends always say like, oh yeah, I like it a lot. But
Right.
someone who does music, they'll be like, yeah, no, this place is better, this place could be better, etc. Yeah.
Um, what forum do these producers go to? For example, gaming is like Twitch and Discord. Is there like a producer website where you guys go?
Yeah. I think there's a couple of forums online. Reddit, I'm not too sure if people still use Reddit, but before many
Oh,
people would go on Reddit and talk to each other about like production tips. YouTube nowadays has a lot. Patreon is pretty good for that because a lot of
Patreon.
producers.
I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
because
OnlyFans. Not
there's a lot of,
OnlyFans, right?
yeah, no, no. I mean, but yeah, a lot of producers have their own Patreon,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
they have a lot of people that follow them, and then I guess, they talk to each other about what's going on. And Twitter, I guess, Twitter's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So in
Or
my opinion, I hear like a lot of songs, many songs similar, right? So I want to know, how is the copyright thing works with producers on ABM, because beats are
oh, you mean like
beats. I mean, like
samples?
when you make a song, I mean, and so use certain samples or certain beats. I mean, you can't avoid using the same thing sometimes, right? So
Yeah.
how does the copyright system work in your field? Do you have to
Oh,
like
okay.
like
So
really really watch out, or I can't use this beat, or I have to like yeah.
I think if you're a smaller artist at this point, we kind of just go, we don't care because these big companies don't really like, they're not going to
Right.
sue you because if you have like 10 listens or
You
200 listens. But
okay.
once you get bigger, you usually have like a manager or a lawyer that would say like you can't use this or you can use this
I
when you
see.
get bigger. And many people go on SoundCloud. SoundCloud is kind of, there's not for profit, so you can do whatever you want on SoundCloud creatively.
Okay,
So
right.
many people have like bootlegs and like remixes of big famous songs on SoundCloud that won't have any copyright issues.
Right,
But if you put
right.
it on Spotify, then because Spotify is like a legitimate service, it may have copyright issues. But
Okay.
if you're big enough, so
So right now, what is the go-to equipment to use,
oh dude, just the computer, man.
Really?
There's
You don't need like
just
a certain like thing?
oh, you mean for making music?
Yeah, for
For
making
making
music. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just the computer is enough, man. Like buy so much stuff like a piano, freaking like all these equipment, but you just need a computer and I guess some headphones and speakers. That's it.
Really? I
Yeah,
thought
that's
you
it,
have
man.
to go to
Everything.
like a shop and buy the like some kind of like DJ system.
Well, no, that's if you want to do specifically more things,
Oh,
like if
okay.
you but like just having the computer is definitely enough, and that's more than enough, I think. Like the computer has everything you need inside. Every single sound you need now is you can be done in the computer.
Okay, so for all the kids who wanna be a producer just like you, what's your advice for them?
My advice?
Yeah.
Oh. My advice is just stop thinking and just start making music. Like don't even like I spend too much time like hesitating, like, oh, maybe I should wait a bit or do this, or just stop thinking, just start making music, start
Okay.
making like image content, like pictures or art or whatever, and just start releasing it. And like don't think I think it's I spend too much time thinking too hard about like, oh, this song is not good enough or this kick isn't too loud enough. Just
Right.
keep as long as
Okay.
you keep making, you get so much better, and then you kind of grow into it. Yeah,
So
just
like
don't wait. Yeah.
so when you make a track, right? Do you or like how many times do you revisit it to mesh out all the flaws and make it perfect?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like I spend too much freaking time doing that. I think I should spend less time trying to perfect it because I go through it
Oh,
like back and forth too much. And I think if I spend too much time on it, then I kind of lose the feeling. So I think that's what I mean. Just make a song, make something good, and then move on.
yeah.
Just making more. music and then perfecting it quickly instead of trying to go back and like do that little detail, go back and do a little detail, which no one's gonna hear the difference. Like me, like
True, right?
20
Yeah.
times, I'm changing this one a bit louder, like you won't hear the difference. Like
Right,
as long as
right,
the
right.
feeling is there, that's all that matters, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but like people might even notice. Like you notice it, but other people will be like,
Yeah, yeah,
"What? What? I
exactly.
didn't even know." Right?
Yeah, it's more about the feeling of the track than like that little thing that's there, right?
Do you think that having a second opinion is good? For example, you finish a track and you have somebody else who didn't hear the track at all, listened to it, and they could tell you what's wrong with it. Like, have you considered like that before?
Yeah, I think a second opinion is always good, but in terms of the more technical things.
Right.
So if someone says to you, this track is like the kick or the bass is too loud,
Mm-hmm.
then that's a good response. But if he says, "Oh, I don't like the feeling of this track," that's a bit
Ah, right,
that's kind of
right.
like, "Oh, you don't like the genre or the vibe of the track." But if you say like, "Oh, the vocal is very, very loud and like the guitar is very like it hurts your ears," that's a
Yeah.
better type of response. So I think listening to those things are very good, but hearing something like, "Oh, I think you should do this like with the melody," that's like a bit like, "Nah, that's what I
Yeah.
want to do." My
It's
feeling is there.
it's very funny you said about the feeling because I only enjoy music I could be emotionally attached to. So when I hear a
Exactly.
song and I connect it and I feel it, I'm like, okay, this is somebody I'm gonna listen to. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So my next question for you is how do you separate the beginners from the pros? What specifically do you look out for to know to identify someone who's basically noob or not?
Yeah, I think as soon as you listen to a song or a track and you and if I because there's so much like how do I say it? There's so much content about music creation
R-
today. I
Okay.
think a beginner you can kind of hear immediately that they've just kind of copied something or they didn't
Right.
really there's not a lot of like effort into it. They kind of just did it, right?
Right,
But I
right,
think a
right.
professional, once you hear the track from beginning to end, you hear like, ah, it feels like one big kind of like one thing rather than just like some copies or some random things put together. Like an actual professional track feels more like finished, like
Right.
very, very finished. I think that's what I hear most of the times as well.
And for guys like Skrillex and all those big people, right? How did they get big in the first place? Did somebody like discover them or like because
So my
you
under
know?
sorry.
Oh, you know, yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so my understanding with Skrillex was he like in the early days of MySpace. Do you remember MySpace?
Yeah, I think MySpace, but your friend is Tom.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, MySpace is I think it's like an early Facebook basically, like
Okay.
before Facebook. So
Oh,
MySpace
yeah.
was like the social media and
Yeah.
he was writing music and then released music on MySpace and then got a following from there. And then he
And
sent it
then yeah, he just blew up.
yeah, and then he sent it to I think he sent it to Deadmau5 and then Deadmau5 released the album and then it got very big because Deadmau5 had a big label at that time.
Oh, I see.
So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it is just finding a community and a following first, and then
Yeah.
going into a label, I think. Yeah.
So for you, what's the most difficult thing about making music?
It's not even making music at this point. The most difficult thing is promotion.
Oh,
I can
that's
make a
oh, that part is the hard.
yeah,
Okay.
I can make a lot of music. I have people I can work with to make music, but the promotion part is very hard. Like thinking about the artwork, thinking about videos, thinking about like posting every day on Instagram or social media to get following, and then keep building a that stuff for me is the toughest part because it's like I just care about music, right? I don't really care about
Right. Yeah.
eventually I think I'll get someone else to help me with it, like an actual like a manager, like a actual manager to help me
Okay.
with that.
Uh,
But until then, I think I'll do everything myself.
And how do you come up like with the motivation or the creativity to like make songs? Do you watch something? Do you just it just hits you or
Yeah,
what how
it
does
comes
that
from
work?
everywhere. It comes from everywhere. Like I'll watch a movie and I'll be like, oh, the soundtrack in the movie is cool. I like that
Oh, wow.
melody.
Okay.
And then I'll go, all right, let's put that in there. Or I'll listen to something in the club and be like, oh, fuck, that's that's very juicy. I like that one, and then I'll bring that in, and then it just comes from everywhere. It comes from everywhere.
Right. And in your
No, no like
yeah.
really.
So, and in your opinion, like, what can you do to improve yourself apart from promotion to make better quality music?
Um, I think I need to probably simplify my process a bit more. Like I said, I try to perfect too much and maybe
Oh,
add too
that
much.
that part, right?
Yeah, I think if I just have a really good idea and then just make it very, very solid, I think that's better for me nowadays. Just to have a good idea and make it solid instead of trying to do too much.
So,
How's it going?
do you think like if anybody right wants to become a producer, do you need to be born with the talent, like, or I have a talent to make music, or do you think any average Joe is able to like do this?
Ah, that's a good one
Oh yeah,
because
okay.
I feel like yes, you need some sort of creative talent or creative
I see. Yeah.
in you, but anyone can theoretically do it. Like if you have a computer, you can download the app and you can start making music.
Oh,
But
okay, okay.
yeah, I don't know how like
Yeah.
yeah, theoretically anyone can. You can start as well if you
Oh,
want.
okay,
Like you
okay.
can download the app and start if you want, but
Right,
like,
right, right.
it may be very hard for some other people to do something good compared to someone who just comes to them naturally because they already listen to music or love music as a kid. So it's very, very hard for that one to be. Yeah, it's a very hard question. I
Yeah,
like that one.
yeah, no problem. I mentioned you said the app. What's the name of the app? For I'm just curious the name of
For
the app.
music making, music
Yeah,
making.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's like a bunch of apps. I'm sure. Like, what's the best
So
one?
I use Ableton, which is a German software.
Oh,
Apple
okay.
has called Logic Pro or GarageBand, and GarageBand is free. You can download on your app or like every
Yeah.
Sony
Okay.
album.
Okay.
But
Does the yeah.
there's quite a few, and they're pretty cheap now. You can just buy it and just start. It's very easy. Everything you need is in the app to make music as well.
So basically, the free version is not gonna have all the features, so it's better to buy it. A lot of people are freeloaders. They want the free stuff, but in your opinion, you should buy something, right? You're gonna get the full
No, I
features.
think No, I think the free version has everything you need to make a song as well because people like for example the Beatles they could make songs with much less technology. So if you
Right,
even if you
right,
have the free version, there's like recording features in it. So you can just record yourself singing or playing drums or guitar
right.
easily and then you can start from there. Like there's no need to buy the most expensive thing. There's never a need to buy the most expensive thing. I just like to buy more things because I like buying things, right? But
Yeah, yeah,
you
as I
don't
can
have
see.
yeah, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see, I see. And I noticed too, like in some songs I listen to, they incorporate vocals, right? People singing, right?
Yeah.
I haven't like dug too much deep into your music, but do you also include people singing?
Yeah, I do. I have a couple of singers I
Oh,
work with. There's a girl
okay.
that I work with.
Yeah.
She's a great singer. Like I love working with singers because it's so fun. It's so fun because it's a collaboration. So I write the music and they come with the vocals. So it's so much fun doing that because it's kind of like a new song. I write a song and then they come with their idea and it's a new
Yeah.
song. So
Right,
it's very
right.
exciting, it's very fresh because if I write everything for myself, it's everything is me, right? So I'm there the whole time. But when they come with a new melody, it's like a new song, so it's very fun.
So, do you kind of change the way you make your song to fit their voice, or do they change their singing style in order to fit the beat you make? So, how does that
Uh,
synchrony happen?
yeah, so if it's a song from me, I go, this is a song that I want and I have a vision for it.
Right,
I'll tell
right.
them that this is what I want you to do, this is how I want you to sing. But
Okay.
sometimes I'll be like, you can do whatever you want on this song because I
O-
trust you and I like your
okay,
voice.
okay.
Yeah.
How
But
yeah.
if it's their song, then I'll mold it around them and make it. But they'll let me know if they want anything else extra, anyways.
So my question is, how do you find them in the first place? And how do you choose? I mean, it's not gonna pick any random person on the street, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I went to music school. So a couple of them are from music school, but the other ones were just on Instagram. I just messaged them like, "Hey, here's some of my music," and then would you like to work on some music with me?
I see, I see. So you be
Sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. But when they do, they usually like we work on something together. Yeah.
right, okay, okay. And do you currently like play gigs? Like you go in clubs, clubs hire you, and like, oh, I don't know if you do
I
that
have
as
done
yet.
a I have done a few of my own gigs. I used to do like birthday parties and stuff, but that wasn't fun.
Birthday
Yeah,
parties for like what, 8-year-olds?
yeah. I used to
Really?
do
No,
like,
are you serious? You're joking, right?
but that was like that wasn't for my music. That was like as a like working for like a company
Oh,
that like
oh, okay,
DJs and
okay, okay,
music.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Birthday party,
Um,
yeah, that was funny. Sorry for
yeah.
laughing. No, are you serious?
No, it's okay.
You serious?
No. No. I did birthday parties,
No,
yes,
that
but
wasn't a
not
joke. That wasn't a joke.
that
You,
wasn't a joke. No,
oh, sorry.
I used
Okay.
to DJ for like parties and weddings and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay, that kind of parties. Not like kids with their hats and musical chairs and
Nah,
not like that,
well,
right?
if they paid me enough, I probably would have went because you just play like simple music, right? But it
True,
was never
true.
my music. It was like whatever was popular at the time. But no, recently I haven't been gigging too much. I've been waiting to grow a bit
Yeah.
more, but then I can gig more successfully, I guess.
But don't you think by actually like playing concerts, that's a good way to promote yourself? Because you're already out there and everybody's gonna be like, who's this guy? You know, like you said you
Yeah.
wanna like promote yourself and then do gigs. But in my opinion, I could be wrong. You know, I'm not in this industry. I'm just saying that. But I think in my personal opinion, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's a good way to promote yourself. I don't know. But yeah, please tell me what
No,
you
it's a
think.
good idea. I think I definitely should be. I'm just kind of lazy, I guess. But I think that
Yeah.
why I haven't yet is because Sydney's kind of electronic music scene is not as big as the US or Japan.
Yeah,
So I
I
think
was gonna
like
mention that actually. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Japan's small music scene is very, very big. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
here, kind of most people go to clubs
Mm-hmm.
and they listen to like whatever popular club music is playing, or they have a lot of like rock gigs, like rock bands, which I don't do either. So
Mm-hmm.
for just a gig for me, I would have to probably pay a lot of money myself to a club for them to let me play.
I see. You pay. They don't pay you.
Yeah, it's the other way around. Yeah,
I didn't know
until I
that.
get big enough,
Oh,
and then
then they're
they'll.
gonna pay you.
Yeah. So that's
Uh,
why I think that's why I'm doing that. Yeah.
okay. Have you thought about gigging in Japan?
Yeah, I think one of my dreams is to like obviously make music and travel, but I would
Right.
love to be like based in Japan because
Right. Okay.
I love the culture and the and stuff like that. So if I could gig in Japan often and then make music, my own music and still have like people follow me and stuff, so that would be very, very good. That would be great. So
I
yeah,
have a proposal for you.
yeah, what's up?
Of course, I talk to a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I know some of the guys, big guys who do EDM and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I talk to them and I convince them to have you play in Japan, Tokyo, would you be
Yeah.
interested in that?
Why wouldn't I, bro? Of
Okay,
course I
all
would.
right. I don't know. I don't know. You
Yeah, of
see,
course
if
I
you
would.
all right, cool. Yeah, yeah. Have
Yeah,
you? Yeah. No, please. Yeah, what you was gonna say?
no, I was just saying that, like, yeah, I mean, but I don't want to jump the gun, if you know what that means. So, like, I don't want to, because if you're talking to these big guys and they have a whole thing, I don't want to just, I mean, I'm a smaller artist still. So
Yeah,
understand,
yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to be doing any big gigs or anything like that. I'm still going to start off small and then grow
Ye-
up.
right.
These guys, that I'm still very, very happy to do gigs. So don't get me wrong. But
Yeah,
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 definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
So, what do you think personally about Japanese EDM? I have no like I don't know anybody like popular who does like Japanese EDM. You
Oh,
know?
there's a couple.
Yeah.
Japan, they love EDM. They have an ultra like a festival
Yeah,
there,
yeah, I know
like a
they have the
big.
festival, but personally, I don't know like a guy. You know, like oh, this guy is
Ah,
like
right, right, right.
he's the best.
Yeah, no. I think Japanese like the music culture there. There's a lot of small artists, like
Right.
small to mid artists in Japan. They
Yeah.
don't. I guess Steve Aoki is the big one, but he's actually just American. I guess like he's signed to American label, but yeah, in Japan, I think they love EDM there. They have many medium level artists, so yeah, I think. there's a lot of opportunities for electronic music in Japan as well.
Yeah.
But I think America and Europe just kind of overshadows Japan. But
Right.
a
Yeah,
lot of
true.
their game music like is what's big, electronic game music. So in like yeah, in like the machine games and stuff that you play in the arcades, all that is like electronic and Japanese electronic music. So that stuff is pretty crazy. So many people love like Dance Dance Revolution, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah, all
haven't
those
played it.
type of
Okay.
rhythm games. So like that's all Japanese EDM. It's so good.
So when Japan has these big events like Ultra, do you come and join?
I haven't been to Japan Ultra yet. No,
Oh, right.
that's I'd love to go. Yeah, I've been to Ultra in Australia many times and festivals in Australia. But I've been to like one concert in Japan. It was a rock concert in Japan in Tokyo.
Um,
Yeah, but I definitely want to come. Yeah,
and I think the biggest one in the world is called Tomorrowland.
yeah.
I'm
Tomorrowland.
sure you've been there.
Dude, Tomorrowland is so expensive,
Oh,
man.
you haven't? Oh, okay.
And for me to go to Europe is a lot of money because Australia to Europe is very far away. So I think
I see.
we're planning maybe next year or the year after we will go to Tomorrowland. So just save up money and
You're
like get
right.
because it's a very, very big trip. But we have many festivals in Australia, so I'm still very lucky with going to festivals here. But Tomorrowland is very expensive.
What's our next
Very
festival like the same grandiose as Tomorrowland?
in Australia or in
No,
the world?
in the world, because Tomorrowland is the only one I really know, but I'm sure there are others. Like, is
Oh,
Tomorrow the biggest one?
I think Tomorrowland is the biggest one,
Right.
but EDC right now, do you know EDC in
Oh,
America?
no, no, I never heard about that one. Okay.
It's happening right
Oh,
now.
it's
Like
happening
as
right
in
now. Okay, right.
yeah, it's a huge electronic music festival in Vegas in
And
America.
you would
So
say that's like the second, like, biggest one?
I'm not too sure about the numbers, but it's pretty big. It's very, very big. It's like two
Right.
weekends. The biggest artists are all there. So it's pretty big. It's
Was it
very
like
big.
one of your dreams to actually go to Tomorrowland since you started doing this?
Oh yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. All those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely want to go. Definitely want to
Is
go.
it different hearing it live than just using your headphones, or basically there's no difference?
What do you mean, sorry?
Is it different listening to the EDM live in contrast to just hearing it on your headphones?
Oh yeah, live is much better.
Oh,
Like it's just
really?
bigger space, the bigger
Oh,
space.
I see.
Feel that like the ambience, like you can feel everything. You can just feel like it on your chest.
Yeah.
It's a very good. But listening at home yourself is much more calming. It's very
Right,
like
yeah, you're not around other
you
people.
just listen and just close your eyes and you don't have to worry because a festival is so big and so overwhelming. There's like
Right.
a million people around you and yeah.
All right. So just a few minutes until I have to go also. But one other
Yeah.
a question I wanted to ask you was like in rock, for example, you have hard rock, punk rock, soft rock, all of those different
Yeah.
genres, right? And for EDM, what is the subgenres of EDM?
Oh man. So EDM, I guess most people say is electronic dance music, which covers everything electronic dance. So you
Right.
have
Yeah.
trance, you have techno, you have house, you have dubstep, you have
Right.
so there's a lot more. There's a
Okay.
lot
Okay.
progressive house. There's so many subgenres, and people get very, very uptight about the genres. Someone will be like, "No, this one's trance," and then this guy will be like, "No, it's techno,"
Yeah.
and this guy will be.
Yeah. Get an argument.
But then it's just music, man. Like everyone just just relax. It's just fun. Just
Yeah.
relax.
So for you, what's your favorite subgenre?
Of EDM, I think
Yeah.
I really like dubstep because
Right,
Skrillex.
true, 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 true.
Progressive house, so Dead Mouse. I like things that just sound, I guess, interesting. I don't like it
Yeah,
when it's kind of boring, if you will. But I think things that have a lot of little things that you can listen to over and over again. Like when you listen to a song once, and the second time you hear it, you hear something new, and you go like, "Oh, fuck, I like that little part that they did there." And you hear
right,
it again, and you hear something else new. I like that kind of music.
right.
Yeah, yeah. I
So,
like when
in the music industry, sometimes you hear people having like beef, right? But for
yeah,
EDM artists, I never heard them like having beef, or do they?
yeah. I think the EDM is the whole vibe of
Ri-
EDM is around like, oh, we're supporting each other and we want
Oh
to help each.
yeah, right, right.
I think that's the whole vibe, especially in festivals, because it's like we're bringing everyone together and we're all in this together. That's kind of like what it is about EDM that people like, that euphoric feeling that,
Mm.
that people are
It's like a
together.
big brotherhood.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like the
Yeah,
music that you make is almost bigger than yourself, whereas with other music, it's like the artist is number one and then the music is second. Whereas
right,
EDM is almost like music or the drop is number one, and then the artist or like the DJ is just the person playing it. But it
right,
kind of
right.
feels like that. It almost feels like that. Yeah. So
So,
that's beef, I think.
so EDM of all time, like Michael Jackson is the king of pop, and you have the king of rap or whatever, right? So for you, who is the king of EDM of all
Of
time?
EDM.
Of all time,
Oh
like since it
man.
like created, like the Michael Jordan of basketball.
I believe that I think it's either Deadmau5 or Skrillex. I think those
Oh,
two are my.
really? But there were people before them.
They were. I definitely think they were. But I think what Deadmau5 and Skrillex did makes them the best for me, because Deadmau5 is like, I believe he does everything himself, and everything he does is a vision of what he wanted to do. Like
Right,
he
right.
kind of did it all with a purpose. And then Skrillex is just like, I think musically he's just crazy. Like he's just
I
I
know,
just
yeah,
love.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
I don't know
genius.
how his brain works with it. It's just like, right, everything he touches is just like, what the, it's so good. Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right. Okay, final question, right?
Yep.
So a couple of years ago, I can't remember how long, a big event hit the EDM community, and that was Avicii passing away, right?
Yeah.
How has that affected you? And like, I don't know why he died, but like, do you know? What can you tell us about that?
If my understanding was that he died of alcohol overdose.
Oh, it's alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
think so. Don't quote me on that. I think it was alcohol overdose,
Oh,
but
all
then
right, all
it
right.
was also linked with, I think, some mental health issues. So he might have had some.
Oh, I see. Right, right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people really liked Avicii. I didn't listen to him as
Oh,
much.
you didn't. You okay?
I knew his big songs. Oh yeah, I forgot about Avicii. I guess many people think he's the god.
No, I
Yeah,
don't
well,
know. No, no,
I
no, no. I like his music. I don't think he's a god, but his music was
oh
good.
no, yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just saying I like the most, but no, I didn't really listen to him too
Oh,
much.
you
I
don't like
liked
him?
his music. Oh no, I didn't listen to him too much. I like his
Oh,
music. I just never
yeah.
listened to him too much. That's
Right,
all. But what he did was like make EDM very, very, very like mainstream. So everyone knew Avicii's music, right?
right,
So
right.
that's what he did for the community, and I think that's amazing. Because if he didn't do that, maybe I would never have started EDM as well,
Oh,
because
really?
he
Okay.
kind of made EDM bigger, right? And
Yeah,
then making
yeah.
it bigger would make me listen to some EDM, and then I was like, oh, it's Avicii, and then Skrillex and all these people, and then I got
Right.
in. So he probably affected it to me somehow like that.